You want to learn about monetization. You want to know what that means to monetize a passion, a skill, or an expertise that you have. So today I'm going to give you some examples of the ways that I've monetized my skills, my expertise, my knowledge, my passions, so that it will give you an idea of what you can do for yourself. So the first thing is that I am a singer-songwriter. I've been doing that for a very long time. It's sort of an alter ego thing, right? But this is how I monetized it. I did a couple of albums. This is one of the albums that I did. Take a Chance on Blues. It's a blues album. And I did a couple of albums. So I produced some of the albums. This was a collaboration with a friend of mine, Phil Whitting, from Guelph, Ontario. Wonderful songwriter, and he invited me to do the whole album, the vocals. Now, I've also done my own albums, and if you go to my website, you will see that under monetizing music, you'll see all the albums. I've done a jazz album, I've done a country album, I've done a blues album, I've done a pop album. So that was my way of monetizing my love of music. Doing albums, producing, writing. Now that is a bit of a costly adventure because if you are doing all this yourself, promoting, yourself producing, it can be a bit costly because you have to, hire your own musicians if you're not a musician. I was never a musician. I was able to write music, write songs. I could hear the music. I could tell, be on my piano, know the chords, bring the chords to my musicians, but I could never really play and sing at the same time. It's just, there's a misconnection there. But it didn't stop me from doing that. So that was one of the things that I monetized, of one of my talents. Another one of my passions is design, right? I love designing. So this is one of the shirts that I designed. And I did this, and you can even see the little tag, Rebelicious. That was my brand, right? And I did this with a business model called print on demand. Beautiful, beautiful texture. This is a really luxurious t-shirt. It's not really a t-shirt, but I did that with the print on demand model. So all I did was I opened up a few stores, but I created a brand called Rebelicious. So I created the website, I created all of the clothing. So I had hoodies, cropped hoodies. I had luxurious t-shirts like this one. I had yoga pants. I had all kinds of different types of clothing. I loved it. I even did boots and shoes and sneakers, and it was the most creative thing I've ever done in my life. And it was so much fun. I loved it. But after a while, I realized that the profit margin on the clothing and all on the items was small. There was a lot of shipping issues because I had to launch January 2020. So we all know what happened. So we had problems with shipping. People would order and they would only get shipped, 6 to 8 weeks later. That's a long time to wait when you have Amazon, competing with Amazon. And I know that these are print on demand, very unique products, very unique designs and stuff. But waiting 6 weeks for something in today's world of instant gratification, it's hard. So, and then you would create these unique pieces for people, and then they would say, well, it doesn't fit, and they would return, and then you're stuck with it because they're customized for them. So it was an experience that I loved creatively, but one that I wasn't made for. Like I even did, the print on demand, the cups and things like that. I even did this one here, right? So I did a lot of that, but like I said, the profit wasn't big enough for the effort, and all the other things like the shipping and the returns and all that stuff was so much work to what amount, the amount of stuff that you, the amount of profit that you would make out of it. The next thing I did was, I wrote this book. It's an autobiography of some sorts, and it talks about losing my brother to suicide and some other things that I've gone through in my life. It's a very much a self-help type of book, in the way that, and it's really cool the way it's written. So each chapter has a poem. It starts with a poem. Then it tells you kind of the story. And then at the end of the chapter, so it's a bit like journal entries. And at the end of it, at the end of the chapters, each of them is a sort of like action steps and lessons learned. There's resources in here. At the end of it, I talk about all the books that really changed my life. And it's a well-written book. It's had some really good reviews on Amazon. I sell it on Amazon. So that's how I monetize my writing. I sell it on Amazon and KDP. I also decided to write a children's book. And so this is the children's book that I kind of created. And the funny thing is that I created that because, and let me show you, because of my cat, Charlie. So I have a beautiful little coon cat named Charlie. And we wanted to, this whole thing started because we wanted to create a space outside for him, but to keep him safe. So we ended up creating this 12 by 14 space, this enclosure with a 150-foot tunnel that goes from his little catio to all the way to our home. And I turned the catio into a time machine. So I have a series of books that I'm writing right now about his travels in his catio in the time machine under one of his pillows in his catio. So, I've also monetized my love of graphic design through all kinds of different ways, digital products. I created a whole bunch of digital products, and digital products was my favorite. So ebooks, worksheets, courses, all of that became became one of my favorite things because the effort that you put into it is once, and then it's evergreen. You can sell it over and over and over and over and over again. So that's what I ended up doing at the end, is choosing to do coaching and to show people how to build digital products from their passion, skills, and expertise. So that's what I do now. But as you can see, I've done a whole bunch of different things to monetize my passions, my skills, my expertise, and you can do the same. If there is something in your life that you're really passionate about, or you're really good at, or you're very interested and captivated, it's easy to take that and turn it into a product, a service, or an offer that you can then resell to other people that have the same loves and passions as you. If it's something that is interesting to you and that you want to learn more, or that you want to actually go through that process, I have a membership program where I teach you how to do that. And it's called the Passions to Profits membership program. So if you go on my website, and there should be a link somewhere, wherever you're watching this, you should see a link to my website, and just go to the menu that says become a member. Check it out and see if it's something that might be of interest to you. Because I'm telling you, when you live with your passion and you make money doing what you love, you never work a day in your life. So follow, like, and share. And